Guys, thank you for joining us here. Would you first of all just be able to go around the room and introduce yourself and what your role is, please?
Yes, so I'm George, I'm the President of Activities at the Student Union.
And my name is Irish and I am the Equality and Diversity Officer.
And I'm Cass, I'm the Head of Student Engagement.
Perfect. And for somebody who may not be kind of familiar with it or new to the university, can you just describe to us what is the SU? What is exactly its role? What is its purpose?
So the SU is a charity and we are there for the welfare of the students. So we help out the students and make their university experience fabulous. Yeah.
Fabulous how?
Well, we do loads of activities and events. We do some volunteering as well, and we've got an advisor and they give advice to students for different areas of life. Life is quite a serious word in general, yes.
Yeah. Oh no, we'll come back onto the events in a little bit. Obviously, there's plenty you've got coming over the next few years. How long has it been going on for? How long has the SU been kind of a thing, would you say?
That's a good question. I think 1920.
A lot longer than any of us have been
Yes.
around.
Yeah, it's been there for quite a few years. But most of us here, I think we're quite recent. Cass, you're there for
6 years. I've been here for 6 years, yeah.
I've been there for the last four years. This is my fourth year being
4
involved
years.
as an officer.
You enjoy it?
I love it.
Yeah. What's your role entail then? Tell me a little bit more about your role. And I'll ask you to as well.
I started initially as a part-time officer, international officer, and then I was involved as a volunteer, as a buddy. And then I was looking after, new students because I was already here for quite some time. So showing them around the city, pointing out, stores that they can shop in, some cultural stores as well that they might want to go at. And then I became a president, after 4 years, I ran again and I became president. And I love it. I'm involved in a lot of aspects from the issue, doing volunteering, organizing a lot of our events, our societies, helping our societies build their events. So yeah, totally love it.
For anyone who's kind of goes around the university quite a bit, you'd see his face plastered everywhere. And if it's not plastered everywhere, you'll see him everywhere. He's at every single event. Honestly, you can't
Pretty much.
Can't miss him. Cass, can you just tell us a little bit more about your role as well, please? What does it entail?
Certainly as Head of Student Engagement, the teams that I oversee look after all the student opportunities and student voice. So everything that George and Irish have talked about comes under the remit of my teams. Student voice about representation, course reps, student voice reps, and opportunities is all of the societies, wellbeing activities, advice, our buddies. So there's lots there. We're really about giving students opportunities to shape their experience at university.
Perfect. And Irish?
First, if you're a student, you automatically remember the Students' Union. And after COVID, I just got tired of staying at home. So I signed up to be a volunteer for the Freshers' Fair in 2020, I think. I'm not very sure. But it was in my second year. So I helped out for that one. I think we did it online. So I volunteered for that one, and then I found out about all the other opportunities like being a buddy. So I signed up to be a buddy as well to help students blend in, especially during COVID, having online meetings. I also did loads of volunteering. Now I cannot remember there's this garden at St. Peter's. And they do grow a plant to
Backhouse garden.
No, not backhouse.
The community garden, just
Yeah,
next to the church. Yeah.
And then we help clear that out. Volunteering and helping with events that they do at the SU. And then I got so involved, and then last year I decided to run for election, and now I am a part-time officer, which is voluntary, and you can run for election. Yeah.
Perfect. Good work. And again, Irish is another one you'll see everywhere. She's always knocking about on
I think me and Irish were one of those students that we get the full out of the experience.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's a lot of students, that's what they miss when they don't, might not know about the SU, they don't engage with us. We've got so many volunteering opportunities. We've got a lot of societies as well. And if someone wants to start a society, we've got all the resources to do that. Over the last 6 months, I've helped, and we've got about 6 to 7 new culture societies or societies that's just hobby. I think one of them is just wine and cheese society. So they try expensive wine and cheese. Like,
Can't go wrong.
why not?
Absolutely.
So definitely, as Irish said, you are a free member, which in a lot of other parts of the world you need to pay to be a member of the student union. So you're a free member and you have access to all these amazing services.
Spot on. You touched on a little bit there as well. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the actual volunteering opportunities that come out from being a member of the SU, or even if you're not part of the SU, kind of how they can help you out with these opportunities?
You could help out in Love Amelia, which is a charity, and help arrange donations for families that are not very well off, and just the Royal Guardian one as well. I think you can be a wellbeing champion as well, help other students feel confident at university. You can be a buddy, that is volunteering, sacrifice some of your time to help a fellow student. Oh gosh, now I have to think of all the volunteering I've done at university.
We've got loads, volunteering opportunities that students might not be aware of, and that's a great thing to put also in their CV. From the food bank that we send students to help organize the food bank items. We donate also items a lot of the times. It's just a broad of volunteering opportunities. A lot of times we will recruit volunteers for our events. So if we have the India Day, we recruit 10 volunteers to come and help us to build, India Day, help the logistics, help us in the food stalls, in the activity stalls. There will be a volunteering opportunity for anyone and for anything and for everyone. It's not we have something specific. We will have something that you can get involved with.
And that's kind of the advantage of what you can do, is that it's just a free kind of open.
Yeah, and it's great. It's great to put on your CV after you get experience.
I was just going to say about that. Cass, can you tell us a little bit about kind of how being part of the SU and putting these opportunities on your CV can really help you in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. So we listen to students a lot. We talk to students via going out on campus, and also we do a monthly survey, and students tell us that they want to develop skills. So when we develop volunteering opportunities, we're really clear about what skills students can develop, and on occasion what skills students might bring in to be able to enhance. And we work really closely with Sunderland Futures, and we encourage all of our volunteers to go through SUPA, the Sunderland Professional Award, because that enables them to reflect and consolidate their skills. Because I think when you talk about Irish and George being around, they are prime examples of students who've got involved in things, and from that have developed confidence, developed awareness, developed the opportunity to get involved in other things.
Relationships and friendships and things like that.
Yeah, have real connections within the university, and that gives you confidence to recognise the skills that you're developing, public speaking, organisational skills. There's loads of different opportunities.
Perfect. So you mentioned a couple of times as well about the buddy system. Obviously, this is kind of something that's very important to kind of students who may be coming from different countries and from people who come from the UK as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How does that work? What does it entail? And what is it basically?
So basically, when you arrive at the university, you might feel lonely, or you might feel that you don't know anyone or anything. And that might be the case. So at DSU, we've got this buddy scheme. Basically, you get assigned to a student that has been in your position before and knows how you feel like. He's been here for 1 or 2 years, so he knows the city, he knows the campus well, and he knows, places to go and to show you around, to make you feel welcome.
Yeah.
You get assigned to the buddy, you start talking on socials, by email, WhatsApp or whatever you are most comfortable with. And then you get this before you even arrive at the university. So you create that connection. And then when you're here, you can get together, go out. A lot of times we've seen cases from students that they've been friends long after the buddy scheme, and they come together and they then help other students. So this then comes back to us, because we recruit the buddies, and then they will have a lot of buddies, maybe 2 or 3 or whatever, and then their buddies will become a buddy.
Yeah.
And this just comes
snowball.
It's a snowball, and we love students that wanna show our new students the place and the university and make them feel welcome. Because after all, I've been there before. I got a buddy when I joined the university, and then I became a buddy, and I helped other students feel welcome here at the university. And it's free. You don't have to pay anything obviously for it. So all you have to do is head to the website, search for our buddies, and then you just send the form with your details, and then you'll get an email. You say, you got a buddy. And that's basically, they will start messaging you. And
Yeah, and I think another bonus is like if you have something in common or like you're studying the same course, they usually try to pair us up like that. Maybe like a law student paired up with another law student. Or if you like video games and anime, maybe like a buddy that likes that. Because I know my buddy Sarah, who's is also a part-time officer, like George was saying, like you become long-time friends like me and Sarah. She ran for election, she won election. It's like you get loads of students involved, and like it's just mind-blowing because like when you hear, oh, your buddy went on to become a buddy, you're like, did I do that? And it's like, and it's so good and it's so rewarding. It's just like, you just feel amazing. You feel so good about like everything that you've put in.
Perfect. And it's all done, like you say, on your personal interests, on the course you're studying, and there's like a little background thing. You're not just thrown in with a random person and it's like, right, this is your friend now. So it's very much done about those kind of things, which is great. George, a little bit, you're obviously the events master, if you like. Would you tell us a little bit more about some of the events we've had recently and some also we've got in the near future as well?
So recently, the last 6 months again, we've got some great events at TSU. We've got our India Day with over 360 students attending the event and staff as well. We had the General Council came from Birmingham that was at the event. So, great event. Students loved it. Loads of activities, loads of food, of Indian food, dancing, music, and it's just create this vibrancy that we want on campus that, doesn't matter. I say it all the time. It doesn't matter how far you are away from home. I'm going to try, and the university is going to try, and DSU is going to try to make you feel like home here. And that's what we want when you come at the university, to make you feel like home. So we had the India Day, we had the Chinese Lunar New Year that our wonderful societies organized back in January. And some of the upcoming events that are coming this month, obviously February is the LGBTQ plus History Month. So we've got every day stories on our social media about the history of the community, of the LGBTQ plus community. Our LGBTQ plus officer, Sarah, she's organizing a lot of events as well. We've got the Big Gay Festival that will be coming up. So loads of great events are on the radar. Later this year, in March, we're going to have our Global Food Festival after the great success we had last year.
That sounds like my kind of thing.
Yeah, the Global Food Festival. So basically, loads of countries, food from these countries, activities from these countries, dancing, just to get, because we are an international university. We've got students from all over the world, and a lot of times you might want to explore other communities and cultures and food. So by creating those events, we create this community for students to explore. You don't have to go there. We'll bring it in Sunderland in a smaller scale. We'll try to, but we would try to show students what our community consists of. And then in April, we're gonna have our Africa Day. We have a very big community of African students in our campus, so we want them to feel welcome here, and they are welcome. But we want to create a buzzing big event for them with loads of dancing, loads of food. That's what they're after. After that, sorry, I'm rambling on. We've got loads of things. We've got our rescue trips. The next one is going to be in York, and that's I think next month.
I'm not sure.
But
they are popular.
you can check it on our website. So trips to York, they're heavily subsidized. So you wouldn't pay this price to go and come back to York. We heavily subsidize that, so you only pay a small portion. We've got a flamingo land trip where we're gonna go in a zoo.
I've been to like years. I used to go there as a kid all the time.
Yeah. And then we've got the Spring into URSU, which I can't say a lot now, but we're gonna have loads of fun activities coming up. So definitely check our social, check the university socials. There's loads of things coming up in the next month.
So pretty busy then.
Yes, pretty busy.
Can you tell us a little bit then, just about the actual kind of process? Obviously, you put a lot of effort into it. I've been to some of these events myself, and they are amazing. And they're kind of like the people there, the kind of events you got on. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of maybe kind of getting this sorted? So, like for example, say the India Day that you had a few months back. The process of going, right, let's get this planning, get everyone in, get everything involved, all the way up until.
So basically, I have a very good team that from the SU and the university that they will help me to put up all those events. I obviously put a lot of my personal time and efforts, but if I didn't have my team on my back, I wouldn't be able to do that. And it's not only the SU, it's the university team, it's marketing, everything comes together. And I will ask people, what they can, bring to the table, photographers, everything. And then I will go and I will organize that. I will make bookings. I will get in touch with our societies or with our students to find out what they want. Because obviously I'm not Indian, so I need to find out what the students want.
Yeah.
So we'll create focus groups where we can find out what the students want, food-wise, activities-wise, and that's what
You get that voice from the students.
yeah,
as well.
and then there is loads of logistics and background work that is happening.
The boring stuff.
Yeah, the boring stuff. Let's not talk about it. From me and my team, but and then you just see the end product.
And the end product is fantastic.
And that's what we are after. I always try to make these days as authentic as possible with the food, with the activities. I want the students to see their culture be represented on campus. So that's it pretty much. It's a big process to analyze, but
Yeah,
the end
it's worth
product
it in the end.
It's worth it at the end.
So going around then, just on the back of the events, what would you say has been your favourite event that you guys have attended? Sorry, the Irish putting you on the spot.
Well, I know the answer to this one. So the Lunar New Year,
yeah.
the one that they did in January, I absolutely loved it, especially because the societies did it like they did loads of the organization and everything on that day. And my best fit was because the Korean society, they had like a hanbok with them, which is like the traditional Korean dress. And they were like, who wants to try it on? I was like, yes, please, me.
You always do. You always look interested in this event. It's great.
And I popped it on and I walked the runway and I was so excited. So that was my very first one.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cass, what about you?
For me, I think it goes back to Freshers. So there's two particular events in Freshers that I really enjoy. On the first day of Welcome Weekend, we allocate ourselves to different parts of the city where students are arriving, and I tend to go to Clanny House and welcome students.
When I was first approaching. Loved it.
So it's great to meet students on the first day as they're arriving, see the nerves, see the parents dropping them off in some cases, or them all getting off the bus coming from the airport, and then watching their progression over the next few weeks, and then seeing them on Wednesday at the big Freshers Fair, which takes so much work, like George has described there, about the logistics of bringing things together. There's so much work goes into the Freshers Fair, but you can stand on the balcony and look down over the hall, and I feel an intense amount of pride in what the Students' Union and our students achieve, and the vibe in that hall on that day is just incredible.
Amazing. George?
Oof. For me, I'll have to be selfish. It's gonna be India Day.
Yeah,
India
that
Day
was
is
good. That was good.
and both of them, the one back in 2021 and now 2022. It's just, I just smile. As much as nerves I might have, as much as angry I might be, for things that didn't work out my way or like how I wanted them to be at the end. Because I always go like, oh, this can be better. I can do better. But it's in the day. It's just, I just smile, and it's just, I've got students telling me, oh, you've done a great job and well done to the team. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. I love it.
And as we start to wrap up then, can you tell us just maybe what your favourite part of being part of the SU is then? I'll start with you, Cass.
For me, it's meeting students and getting to see them as they progress through their education, and the things that they get involved in, and seeing how they grow in confidence. And one of the kind of highlights for me is right at the end of the student experience. When it comes to graduation, quite often as students graduate, students who've been involved with the Students' Union will give a vote of thanks, and they mention us, and we know that we've made a difference to them, and we know that we've given them something that they'll take on in the rest of their life.
Amazing. George?
For me, it's just, I feel like the SU is my family now. Like, I go there and I don't feel like it's a workplace, cause, well, I should, but I just feel like it's my family. I can be open with them. We discuss things, a lot of times. I've created friends from this, workplace that I can go out, I can have maybe a drink, maybe some food. And I just feel, it's part of my family. I can't imagine myself when I joined the university, like, I wasn't part. Yeah, because the moment I joined, I was involved as a course rep, again, like a volunteer role. So I can't imagine me without SU. So that's my favorite part. It makes you feel like it's your family.
Perfect. And Irish?
My favourite part about the SU, I don't know, it's just everything. Like all the relationships and friendships I've been able to make in the SU, the memories I've been able to create all the time. I've gotten on camera for the SU. I don't know, every bit of it is just like amazing, and that is why I'm still here. So
This is the experience. And finally, Kathleen, would you be able to tell us where can people find you? Where can people join? How easy is it?
Certainly. So everybody is a member of the Students' Union as soon as they're enrolled with the university. And you can find us online, our website, which is sunderlandsu.co.uk, and that will lead you to the social media. I go into inductions and I say to students, follow us, have a look at our website, register on the website, follow us on social media, and you won't miss out on anything. Physically, we have a space on City Campus, an office in the Edinburgh building, and we now have City Space, which is next to the studio near the gym, and that's a big open space for students. We have a small office on St Peter's campus, and our presidents are working really hard to lobby for more space. We know our students are at St Peter's, and we want to have the same kind of vibrancy over there for those students as we have here at City Campus. But our office over there is there, right next to the cash point.
Spot on. Thank you very much, guys. If you're thinking of getting involved, honestly, I can't recommend it enough. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on. It's been amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Cool.